Hey, good morning. It is Thursday, May 22nd, and we are going to solve the New York Times crossword puzzle. Today's puzzle is constructed by David J. Kahn, whose name I do not recognize, but I'm sure he's done a terrific job for us here on this Thursday. It's Thursday, we're expecting it to be challenging, a lot of wordplay, misdirection, potentially a theme or rebus, something funky, perhaps. We're on a 157-day streak, so longest ever. I love when those two numbers are matching. That's wonderful. So we're still riding high. Let's see. It's Thursday. I got back from New York on Monday. I was out of town last weekend for a wedding in Brooklyn. It was great. Like, definitely the best time of year to visit New York is May-ish, before it gets too hot and crazy. Had a really good time, and now I'm back in Vail. Decent weather. I did purchase a new car. I had mentioned that was going to happen. I got a new Subaru Outback, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Trying to be as much of a caricature of a Colorado guy as possible. And let's see what else. Tonight I am working at the Amphitheater. We've got the Vail Valley Academy of Dance doing their wrap-up recital after a few other performances. Tonight is the big finale. Saturday we're doing the a local high school graduation, and then Sunday's our first big concert of the summer, Leon Bridges. So yeah, pretty big weekend, and my dad's coming to town, so trying to knock out a couple of live solves before everything goes too crazy. I think that's about it. Let's do this puzzle. I hope your week has gone well, and I hope that all your solving has been smooth. Collapse. There we go. Oh. You'd think for how many times I've done this that I would just be better at it, but you'd be wrong. Thursday, let's do it. It burns. Well, a lot of things burn. That's vague. So already we can see that there's going to be something kind of themey going on. With 11 down and 58 across, aphorism, don't really know what an aphorism is, about the effect of sudden wealth, or a hint to the, oh boy. Aphorism about the effect of sudden wealth. Okay. Like it went to your head or something, I don't know. Culmination. Opposite of one across, okay? This is going to be one of those where, like, if I don't get the theme pretty early on, this is going to be a real struggle. Came to be. Jackson, who won 11 NBA championships as head coach. Well, that's an easy one. That's Phil Jackson, greatest coach of all time, the Zen master. Be brave and proud, Iran. Is that a state motto or something? Some kind of a motto. Tumblr. I mean, I'm going to punch an app here because that's... and then this feels like, could that be Acme? I'm not sure. A framed item. Framed item. Well, this kind of feels like a photo, right? Which would suggest that there's a missing letter or something. A to a Frankfurter is ein. Star Trek pilot. I believe that's Sulu. Name that aptly completes the missing letters. U. Is it Sulu? I don't know. A French handle. How some medications are taken. Jordan. So we've got countries are part of our theme here. Some medications are taken, like orally, by mouth. Einstein, notably. Smart guy, who's notably smart. We're out of the woods, like all clear or something. Part of many a smartphone upgrade. Oh boy. Camera? Part of many a smartphone upgrade. I don't know. A bathroom. Is that like a spa? Well, this is the oil industry. There will be blood. So a bathroom. The loo, or lav, perhaps, lavatory. Accessory used by Woody in the Toy Story movies. That's a lasso, I'm pretty sure. I bet I saw Toy Story like when it came out in 1997 or something, and probably never again. Who else? Who cares? Who knew? Luminous meteor. Like a supernova? No. Supernova? Maybe. Brotherhood. So, I mean, that's like the hood that a monk would wear. Is that an... I don't know what you call it, though. Cardio exercise program. That's Taibo. Billy Blanks was the leader of the Taibo Academy. That's the pits. Formally picks. Like elects? No. Selects. Could be. Call again, like redial, remember. Dumbledore to Harry Potter. He was like his mentor, right? Another one, I saw it once and never again. One's on your side. So I just have no idea what's going on with this theme. Group with a hit remake of Chuck Berry's Roll Over Beethoven. Damages Seeker is the sewer. So does this work? Figs are... That's probably numbers, not COS. It's probably numbers, I'm going to say. Most applied to college in the U.S. Is that UCLA? That'd be a good place to go to college. I went to the University of Colorado at Boulder, which was quite easy to get into, let me tell you. And apparently now it's pretty hard to get into because our football program is more exciting. So, go Buffs. Travel around. Well, it's either roam or rove. User, end user. I'm going to say that's end user. And rove. C5 across. Where things get heated. An oven. One thing I hate about summertime is that I can't cook in the oven because it makes my apartment too hot. But fortunately, it's grill season. Home that sounds like two letters. Home. TP? Maybe. 90s Israeli President Weizmann. Square one. As a nerd. Seated number one. Top. Whatever. Film editor. Something Allen. Okay. 6 minutes. So that was a pretty slow first pass. I got some stuff filled in, but I really don't know what's going on with this theme at all. And that could prove challenging. So let's see. Olympic Divers Pride, maybe. Like abs. I don't know. Target as an audience. Like gear to, steer to. Is this like it's over? I'm going to say maybe. It's going to be to, something to. Target as an audience. Direct to. Parents' blunt answer to why. I said so. So blunt. Hopper of Hollywood. Well, that's Dennis Hopper, right? It burns. Yeah, acid. Opposite of acid is a base. Abs works. There we go. Cater to. There we go. We got that corner. Support for a tumbler. Well, that's going to be someone doing like a floor routine, and they're going to use on mat a gymnast. His number 4 was retired by the Bruins, is Bobby Orr. Clamorous. Noisy. This is money something. So I'm going to say this is noisy. Typical figure seen in the sauna. Well, that's Esau, right? So, like, his name appears in the words the sauna. Is that what? I guess. Stentorian sort. Came to be a rose. What is this? Stand trial. Stand trial. So why would that be brave and proud? Stand trial. Stentorian sort must be a yeller, right? As an old yeller? No, as in someone who yells, I think. C5 across. So money isn't everything, or let's 11 down and 58 across. So 58 across, I have nothing. Aphorism about the effect of sudden wealth. Money can't buy you happiness, or money changes nothing. Study secondarily. That's minor in. Palladium is some kind of an ore. Framed item is a pane. Okay. Palladium. National Park with a working sled dog kennel. That's Denali National Park. Never been to Alaska, and I would like to go. This certainly seems like ordinary, right? But really not sure what the theme is here. Name that aptly completes the missing letters in Thurman. Is it Uma Thurman? Uma Thurman. There we go. A long way away. Also, just on this note, Sulu. I don't think I've ever seen one single episode of Star Trek. I might have seen one of the movies. Pretty impressed that I got Sulu. A long way away, afar. So what's this? It's safe. Fresh starts, resets, boom. Einstein. Look what I did. Oh, this is emigre, as in he immigrated here. Let's say this is look what I did. I don't know, maybe not. One who deals with a lot of bull. As a torero, a bullfighter. As is part of these. Trade-in. It's interesting, I don't think of that as with a smartphone. I mean, I did just trade in my vehicle, so I think of it more in that sense. Also got more money, like, they definitely could have given me $1,000 less for my trade-in, and I would have been thrilled, so that was cool. Who isn't? Palladium is, an element. French handle is the nom. And changes. Money changes something. Federal Loan Group. This is a firebrand or something. Small Business Association, firebrand. Just going with it. I don't really know what's happening here. Moth's flit. Son of Adam and Eve would be Abel, Cain and Abel. At home, not out. True Lies director James Cameron. Love True Lies. Tom Arnold's finest work. Bob Marley's song in the Grammy Hall of Fame, One Love. This is Cowl, right? Ubiquitously in Korea. Ooh. Groups, this is ELO. Something. Win over. Won over. And anoints. Okay. Bring into play. Gradually found out. Learned? No. Studs, stags, and steers. Not deviating from is true to. Move slowly, inched. Moved slowly, crept. Square is even. Classic car initials. Money changes everything. Yeah. This is on top, REO. Yep. Seniors test is the GRE. Okay, so we're getting there. Assuming that some of these, I didn't really crack this theme, so I'm hoping that like Firebrand and Stand Trial and Ordinary are all accurate. That's the pits, like, ugh. Oh yeah, so then utilize, ugh. Paul again, retitle. One's on your side, colonies. Gleaned. Colonies. Ezra. Kind of guessed on those last couple. Very glad that they were correct and I'm not now hunting for my mistakes. We finished in 1421. That started out kind of rough, and I never cracked the theme. I don't really. So like an aphorism about the effect of sudden wealth, or a hint to the answer. So money changes everything. So like, be brave and proud. Like Rial? Is that the money of Iran? And then, yeah, dinar. Okay, so like, has some medications. So this is supposed to be orally. How some medications are taken orally. I don't. Right? And Costa Rica. I'm not sure what I've been to Costa Rica, but what is the currency there? And South Africa, like, this is the rand, right? So like, I just, like, this is supposed to be fireball? Oh, you replace the currency with the word all. So everything, meaning all. So here we've got stand tall, right? Okay, there we go. And this one we've got orally and what else? I want to make sure I got all these. Fireball and colonial? No. I don't. This one I'm not sure. Oh, allies. So COLON must be the currency, and the allies. Yeah. Okay. Which then we've also got 1 over. So like all over. Okay. Cool. Hey, it always drives me nuts when I solve these puzzles and can't actually figure them out. Must be pretty frustrating for you too. I'm a guy who calls myself the cross boss, so hard to be the boss of something you don't understand. Let's have a look, see what we liked. Acid burns, yep. Money changes everything. I'm going to say that this was a pretty strong theme. It was complex, but not overly so, and it didn't pardon me, it didn't really step on the rest of the fill. I feel like there's still a lot of good fill. Acme is the culmination, base, arose. Phil Jackson, speaking of Phil, Stand tall, pane of glass. Ein, Sulu, Nam, emigre. It's safe. We're out of the woods. Part of many a smartphone upgrade is a trade in. Yep. It's so curious I have no idea what's going to happen with the cost of stuff like smartphones. Like, is an iPhone all of a sudden going to become a crazy luxury item? Could be. What a time to be alive. Bathroom is a Lou Lasso, not Ted Lasso. Who isn't Firebrand, Cowl, Tybo, Billy Blanks, another shout out. That's the Pits, Ugh, Anoints, Retitle. Dumbledore is the mentor to Harry Potter, of course. Colonies are allies are the ones on your side. ELO. If you played me 1,000 songs and 999 of them were ELO, I realize they don't have that many. I probably wouldn't be able to identify that band. The Electric Light Orchestra. This year at the amphitheater we have a band called ALO, which I believe is Animal Liberation Organization or possibly Alien Liberation Organization, something like that. So there you go. Damages Seeker, UCLA. That's interesting. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know, man. LA's a tough hang. I've never been a big LA guy. It's expensive and hard to get around, but I can imagine it would be quite a wonderful place to go to college. Travel around is to rove, everything, oven, TP. This is a doozy. Ezra Wiseman, never heard that name. And that's surprising because it was the 90s. This isn't the 1940s or something but I'm quite certain I've never heard of that person. Square one is a nerd. On top, another one, D.D. Allen. These two names just absolutely should not be. I don't think either one of them should be in this puzzle, but they definitely should not be next to each other. Those are brutal. I don't know. Olympic divers' pride is their abs. Weird way to clue this, right? You know who else has great abs? An Olympic runner, an Olympic high jumper, an Olympic fencing guy, fencer. They probably are all freaking ripped. So, Cater to, I Said So, Dennis Hopper, great. I watched Speed not that long ago. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock. Oh. Dennis Hopper. It's Jeff Bridges. Is that right? Jeff Bridges? Anyways, killer movie. Matt, Bobby Orr, Noisy, Esau. I hate this clue. It's better than cluing it with something that happened in the Bible, because I don't know about that either. But, on that note, by the way, my back is problematic for me. I had back surgery 9 years ago, and this wedding that I went to this weekend was in a church. It wasn't like a deeply religious wedding, but it was in a church, and I sat in a pew for 90 minutes, and my back is absolutely destroyed from it. And all I could think was man, people would probably there are people who don't go to church specifically because of the uncomfortable seating, and seems like a really easy way to, I don't know, seems very fixable. We don't need flat, hard wooden bench seating in any scenario. In general, in Brooklyn, I found that every place we went had horrible seating, where it was oh no, we bought this chair at a thrift store 15 years ago, and it's never had a stitch of padding in its life. So, hipster stuff, I live in Vale, where either you eat at McDonald's and you have a hard plastic seat, or you go to a fine dining bougie place that has a stuffed leather bar stool, whatever. Anyways, that was a super long rant to say that I went to a church last weekend. A stentorian sort is a yeller. like, is the Stentorian, is that someone like in ancient Rome who would announce things, like the town crier, kind of? Is that what he was, perhaps? I've never heard of CapCut. I don't know what that is. Um, Sounds like a meat processing thing. Cut the cap off the cow's butt. Money changes everything. Minor in element. Denali. Uma Thurman. There will be blood. Oil. I haven't seen that in a long time. Another one that I probably saw when it came out. I kind of feel like I saw it in the movie theater. Daniel Day-Lewis, Paul Dano. Long, slow movie, but I feel like I should rewatch that one. A Long Way Away. Oh, speaking of long, slow movies, I recently watched Dances with Wolves, which is long and slow. But pretty amazing that Kevin Costner directed that as such a young guy. Long Way Away, Afar, Resets, I did Torero. I went to a bullfight once, did not care for it. It was gruesome. Also, really a bad look when you're going to an event and there's a giant protest outside, and you're like, "Oh, I'm the scab. I'm the person who's going through the protest to attend the event." SBA Small Business Association, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the one that did all the PPE loans. PPP, whatever, the COVID loans. Flit, Able, Not Out. James Cameron, what a guy. That guy has directed some pretty serious stuff. One Love, Bob Marley. It's funny, I saw so many previews for that Bob Marley movie before it came out. I never heard one person mention it. I have heard zero reviews of it. I'm assuming it's terrible. Really hard to make a movie about a guy like Bob Marley. It reminds me of the Complete Unknown movie, the Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan one, where it's like, I don't know, Bob Dylan especially, like his story is not very compelling. He came on the scene, he was incredibly popular, he remained incredibly popular, and he's still incredibly popular. There was no hardship to overcome, there was no roller coaster of emotion, anything like that. Bob Marley, I would imagine there's a lot more political and revolution undertones to the story, but hard to do. Ali, another great example, did not capture the essence of Muhammad Ali. Won over, utilized, gleaned, studs, stags, and steers. Oh, he's just, those are all males. Figures are numbers, true to. I like how we have true to and true lies, or a reference to true lies at least. Inched along, crept along, square is even, end user, REO, Speedwagon. No doubt about it, yep, and GRE. So we did it. We solved this puzzle. We extended our streak. We did it in fairly good time. I'm going to call this like a 4 out of 10 difficulty. I enjoyed this puzzle though, and I like that it made me think. I wish I had figured out the theme earlier, but no harm, no foul. I got through the puzzle anyways, and I'm glad that I did capture it. There was one time when I did one of these videos and I raved about the theme. This is back when I used to post these videos on Twitter, now known as X. And I used to post them on Twitter, and I would tag the New York Times, and I would tag the constructor if they were also on Twitter. And I posted the video, I tagged the constructor, I raved about the solve, and then he commented that I had not understood the theme, and that I had missed like a significant piece of the theme. So that was fun. Sid Sivakumar, who's actually, I think, one of the most brilliant constructors we've got. So brilliant, in fact, that I didn't even get what was so brilliant about the puzzle. But anyways, that was a bit of a digression. That was an odd day. We started out early today. It's only 7:15. We're already wrapped. Getting a good jump start on today. I'm going to try and do a solve tomorrow. But Saturday, Sunday are pretty much lost causes. Those are going to be Big busy days for me, and I got my dad in town, so hi Dad, if you're watching. That's about it. I hope that you'll click the like button, not just because it helps me out, but because it means you liked it. I don't want a disingenuous like. If you did not like it, absolutely do not click the like button, okay? I want to make sure that we're speaking the same language here. And if you want to see more videos of this type, you can always subscribe to this channel. This is the only type of video you're going to find here on the Cross Boss channel, so hope you like it. And most importantly, I hope that you'll join me again next time for another solve of the New York Times crossword. Thanks. Bye.